What up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King and Me Show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
And this is our live stream where every Monday, Michelle and I come on to talk about things, dating, and relationships so that we can offer a real outlook on what a healthy relationship looks like. Real being relatable,
entertaining,
accountable,
and loving.
So today is our call-in show. It is the last Monday of the month. Next week, we're going to be doing some traveling.
Ooh, yes.
And I am looking forward to that. So if y'all have a interesting relationship story, interesting or crazy dating story, the link to join is going to be in the description. I'm not in the description, in the chat for whatever platform you're watching this on. We're currently streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Mm-hmm. We are also on Perry Productions Facebook page as well. Shout out to him for allowing us to stream on his platform as well. So let's get to it, babe. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am all right. I was okay, but now I'm like hot. You ain't get hot just now?
Nope.
Okay. It's either the lights or it's you.
It's me.
What you doing?
I'm looking at you.
Ooh, I'll take it. All right, so we got the call-in show. If you want to today and you have an interesting, crazy, an observation about what you're seeing out there on the dating market, tap in and let us know. Well, not just the dating market, just about relationships. I heard an interesting story today in that people are walking away from relationships altogether, like not even starting it. Like
why?
You're Gen Z, because it's more of a headache and a resource drainer to try. So people in their older teenage years, like 18, 19, 20, those that are entering into adulthood, are seeing how failed relationships are causing, how do I say this? Failed relationships are causing them to lose out because their parents' struggles are having a trickle monetary wise, time wise, and things like that. So they're saying, why do I want to get in a relationship for it to end up?
Okay, so it doesn't have to end up like that. Every single relationship that you've seen before you, your relationship doesn't have to end up like that. The way that it ends up like that is if you are that person. And everyone is different. We come into life with different situations, different scenarios, different things happening. So we become different people. Oh, ouch. So that was always my defense as to why I didn't want to do certain things, because I was so afraid that I was going to become like my parents. And the reality is, my parents. I am not my parents.
I don't know what that means.
Means like when you sit down and you have all these dreams and visions of what the people after you are going to do, and the best of the dreams, I'm living it.
Okay. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
While we are waiting for people to tap in and hit the call-in button, don't be afraid. Bring your butts up. We know y'all got some crazy. Folks send me stuff all the time. Folks will text me about crazy stories or whatnot. Don't be shy. Come on up. Let's hear what's going on, because we can talk about what we observe, right? Our story. And on Instagram, and TikTok, people have been putting in our comment section about various subjects or whatnot, what's going on in their lives. But in particular, a lot of men.
Oh my gosh, babe, your video, if it's not there already, because I only checked earlier today, it's at 58,000 views. And the majority of them are men. And the comments, it's like 95% men. And what they are talking about is they are resonating with everything that you said. They are saying that this is what they've seen. This is what they're like. 30 years into marriages, they still are being quiet. They're still walking on eggshells because they don't want to disturb the peace in their home. And I wholeheartedly respect that men want peace in their home. You deserve peace in your home because you're facing so much on the outside world. You deserve to come into your home and to come to peace. But however, comma, you should not be getting peace in your home by giving up your voice and your right to speak up. That, I don't know. Like, I feel like you have to do that everywhere else, right? You're driving down the road, you're frustrated about work. You can't flip out at work, so you don't say anything. You are driving down the road, you get pulled over by a policeman. You can't flip out on the policeman, so you keep it quiet. You shouldn't have to do that in your home, too. And that's where I disagree. Like, I respect that that's what men feel like they have to do, but that's where I disagree. And that's where I'm like, the accountability part. Women need to be held accountable. Like, why can't you say something to your wife, to your girlfriend, without them feeling some type of way? It's not about them. It's a I feel statement. I feel like blase, blase, blase. You should be able to say it with no issues because it's how you feel, and your feelings are just as valid as your partner's feelings. So, feeling a little kind of way about the men's comments, not because of what they're saying, but because it seems like it's the same thing. So it's like all these women, like, come on, let the men have a voice.
Bingo. Exactly. Now we got a couple of new names in the building of some people I see. Shout out to Paul Bennett over on YouTube. This is a call-in show today. So if you have any observations about what's going on in the dating or relationship marketplace, if you have any crazy stories, anything that you want to get off your chest, there should be a link on YouTube. It's pinned in the comment section. On all of the other platforms, it's in the chat. I can drop it again. Hit that link. We would love to have people call in and share what they've got going on. Shout out to Stacy B over there on YouTube as well. Stacy says, good evening. Good evening to you as well, Stacy. Tarika, last week you said you were going to call in.
Call in, sis. Come on.
Call in.
I done seen your comments. Yes, I said seen. I done seen your comments, and you said we look pretty. I look pretty. Are we going on a date of sorts? King don't know about it yet.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, still getting to let's get the icebreaker, deep and deeper question while
I do
wait
that, go
for
ahead
people
and
to
drink
come
some
in.
of your shake.
Oh, you know what?
You got
Thanks for the smoothie, by the way.
Water. You're welcome, baby. All right. Hold on to this card. It's an instruction thing. It says reverse. Hold on to the card and use it to reverse. But we ask all of our questions both ways. So I will try to put that away and move on. Some of the icebreakers are... Didn't we do this already? Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
You do?
I think that there is life out there that is alien to us and that they see us as supremely stupid beings. Therefore, they don't want to make contact.
They're like, let me not talk to these people. It's like when you're in the store and you see people that you know are like, then you know what? If I just pretend like I don't see this person, if I don't talk to them, everything will be okay. So that's what you're saying the aliens are doing?
Yes,
like
ma'am.
They see us and they're like, ooh, can't do it. Can't do it. Dang it. Okay. All right. Which year of your life so far has been your favorite and why?
My junior year of high school was dope. So 2001, it was like I felt like I was like peak athleticism. Things were clicking. I had fun. That was before bills and life smacked me in the face. So yeah, when around about 2001, fantastic music, entertaining music videos. So I'd say 2001 going into 2002 was my best favorite year so far. I think that was the question, right?
Yeah.
How about yours? I'm curious. I don't know what this is.
I want to say my 36th year was pretty amazing. So I graduated from my second master's program, and I met you that year.
Dang. Yeah.
Well, so I'm specifically targeting 2022. I met you that year. I had a lot of growth before I met you, and you were pretty good to me. So, bam.
All right.
I swear this is the question. What first attracted you to me?
Are we being honest?
Yes.
Because were you sitting down when I first saw you?
Yeah, I was an island counter thing.
I think I still saw you though. I'm a cheat. It'll be a 1A and a 1B.
All right, give me 1A.
I feel like I could smell you from where
Oh my
where I was
gosh.
at. So like you smelled good.
That is so scary to think.
Why is that?
Because I had come from being outside. Like I had been outside hot and sweating. So so that's what okay. Okay.
And then I got three things.
All right,
My
go
bad.
ahead. 1B.
So 1B, you were smiling. Like you have a real good smile, good teeth and all of that stuff. Definitely noticeable.
Okay. All right, so 1C.
The blue jean shorts.
Ooh, child.
Them blue jean shorts was doing what they needed to do. So
when I first met you, same day, when I first met you, what first attracted me to you, you came in and you were gregarious. Like you just had a smile on your face that was radiating from ear to ear. And you just seemed like you were loving and enjoying life. And I was like, oh, I like this. And then, if I had to go 1A, 1B, definitely my wool shirt. I have jokingly told you that if I'd seen you in a DC shirt, we probably wouldn't be where we are today. But let me get him. We were set up by some intentional that we were going to meet one another and be able to engage with one another.
All right. Well, until people call in with their interesting dating stories or whatnot, we're gonna have to fill up time, which I believe we can do. We good at this.
You and I do that so well.
We good at this. We got this. So set us up, start us off. I'm gonna do stuff on my phone, but
all right, so let's talk about dating. So I am someone, prior to being with King, for a few months, like honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it depends on when you consider the breakup. So the relationship that prior to being with King, he and I had broken up and gotten back together several times. So if you want to go by the last time we had broken up, I was single for about 7 months before King and I became official. If you want to go by the first time me and that ex had broken up, then I was single for about a year before King and I got together. It depends on how you want to look at it. But in the 7 months of officially being single, that I had met some interesting people. So the first guy that I had met, I was going out and I was supposed to be eating with some friends, and I drove from where I lived to like a meetup spot for the three of us, and it wasn't in the middle, so I did a little bit more driving than they did. And as I was sitting in the car waiting for them to come, this guy parked next to me, and he had this blue BMW, and it wasn't about his car, but I just remember thinking, ooh, that's a cute car. So I remembered it. And he got out, and he was clearly older than me. And I was like, oh, he's handsome. Like, he was well dressed and refined. And it was a parking lot that was for multiple businesses. So I didn't know which phone. And I remember saying to my best friend, I was like, oh my God, this cute guy just parked next to me. And I didn't think he could hear me. I honestly don't think he could hear me, but I think it was one of those, he knew him attractive, and then vice versa. Apparently he was looking at me too because he found me attractive. So he goes on, like, because I averted my eyes from him. I was like, oh, let me not stare at him. So he went on about his business. I'm sitting in there. My best friends arrive. We go inside to eat, and I'm telling them, y'all, like, there was this cute guy out in the parking lot. And again, he could have gone to one of probably like 10, 15 businesses. I didn't know where I was going to see him. Well, it turns out the restaurant that we went to, he was a manager at that restaurant. So he ended up coming over to our table, and he introduced himself, and he's flirting. And the way that he's flirting, it's giving like, this is some good caliber flirting. He's clearly older, so he's used to this. And I'm falling for it hook, line, and sinker. My best friends are falling for it hook, line, and sinker. And it was a bookstore / restaurant. So like, I'm getting up to go to the bookstore, and like, he's just like following. It was like cute little flirtatious things. I'm thinking like, this is groovy. Like, this is going to be fun. Come to find out, he had some financial situations going on. And again, like, I get it. Financial situations are a thing. Please understand that me choosing to not deal with this man had nothing to do with his finances, but everything to do with the fact that he was not honest with me. So I am a person, we live in the state of Maryland, where you can do a court case search on anyone if you have their first and last name and you know their birth date. And you don't even have to know their exact birth date. You just have to know what month and year they were born in. So I knew his name because when he introduced himself, he gave me his first, middle, and last name. So I was like, MarylandCourtCaseSearch.com, because I'm not going to go out with anyone if I don't at least know if they have a criminal past. Like, this is what I'm doing. After I had gotten to know him, like, just spoken to him just a little bit, I do a court case search, and I was, okay, what I'm seeing is not good, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I remember one day I had a conversation with him because I feel like it's not a secret. Maryland puts your records out there publicly, so it's okay. Like, he has shared many things that, he was in the service and all this other stuff. But what I saw with me, so I'm mentioning it to him, and he had this whole gaslit breakdown experience where he's like, I can't believe you did that. Like, I can't believe you went and you looked up my stuff. And I'm like, why are you freaking out about this? Like, number one, it's public information. You live in a state now where all of that information is public. So don't do it if you don't want people to go find it, because anyone has access to that. My students can go and look and see if I have anything, because that's just how public the state of Maryland is. And over like I want to say, week that seemed okay, hanging out, whatever. And then he just went ghost for absolutely no reason. And the reason why I say that he is narcissist is because when I would call him out on this stuff, like, why are you going ghost? Why are you flipping out because I went to go look up this information? He tried to spin it back on me and make it seem like I had done something wrong, like it was my fault. And I'm like, I am in my 30s and I am dating in Maryland. I am going to do everything to keep myself safe at all costs. And no offense, I don't care how you do it. Like, I'm infringing on any of your rights as a human being and as a citizen of the United States, then don't feel any type of way that I'm doing something to protect myself. Situation. And he kept like reaching back out. Like, after I had said, it's done, it's over, it's whatever. This was still even before I met you. I said like it was done, it was over, and he was still like just randomly hit me up.
I don't get people that do that. I don't understand that. If somebody tells you, hey, you know what? I ain't feeling this. Like, let's just not.
Yeah.
And you still try to pursue. Like, what does that say about you? Like the person?
To me, like I don't like that. I'm not someone who likes to repeat myself in any capacity. So if I've already told you once that it's done, I'm not understanding where the breakdown is. And this is literally like, this isn't me trying to be smart. This is my disabilities coming out. I legitimately do not understand where the break, because then I have to analyze, like, something about my disabilities. Did it not get through to you clearly? So why aren't you understanding what I'm saying to you? I literally get to that point. So that's one dating experience from before we got together. What you got?
Before I get into mine, we got a couple of celebrities in the building.
Oh, goodness.
Celebrity number one is Free T. Said, I caught her live.
Oh, come on, Free T. We missed you.
What up, Free T? I'm glad you were able to pop in live. Hey, young lady, you got to have some crazy dating stories. Yeah. Actually, no, she probably won't. She be keeping to herself.
Oh, yeah, she does. She does.
She be inside.
All right, who else we got up in
We got Angie Trust in the building. Said, hey, King and Michelle.
Hey, how are you? So I don't have my glasses on. So if you see me just like, it's because I can't. We good. We good.
She said, hey, we try to get like you.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
We try to get like you. Now, hey, Free T, I always appreciate your support and any time that you pop in as well. All right. So since people seem to be shy about sharing, I'm going to tell you, I think I told you that I had about 8 people said, yeah, man, I'll definitely pop in. I got some crazy stories. Yeah, I need to follow up with that I believe would join. Somebody's significant other is going through something right now, so they couldn't join. Mm-hmm. Somebody that's watching ain't hit the thing to join yet. Ooh. And 5 others that I thought would join has not. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. We got to give a shout out to Nathaniel Smith. Hello, Uncle Nate. How are you? He said, what am I, chopped liver? Oh, I guess you didn't introduce him with the celebrities. So,
hey, well, the next time, make yourself known. Hey, my bad, Unc. I appreciate you popping up, and I'm glad you finally fixed your phone. You fixed his phone finally.
Oh, what was wrong with it? I know what was wrong with it, but what happened?
Technical mumbo jumbo. We ain't gonna bore people with the setting.
Okay.
Took him a month.
Hey. Better late than never.
Who we got here in the building? He said,
I can't.
Yes, the king. That is Ingflerilis Elise. I hope I said your name right. I appreciate you tuning in as well. Tarika, who called, I didn't call you out by name, but she said I'm charging my phone. Hey, again, here's the link. If anybody wants to come relationships, any observations that you have, don't be shy. Tap the link, right? We love to hear from other people because we could talk all day, but we like to hear from people. No matter what your relationship status is now. One of the guys that was going to call in, he's been married for probably about 10 years now, and he was going to talk about something that had a before he met his wife. He wasn't able to join.
But it's your turn. You're in the hot seat.
I've been stalling.
I know you've been stalling. Go. Come on.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of some interesting ones. Most of them you know, but the people out there don't know. All right. Okay. I feel bad about this one. I met someone on Bumble. Mm-hmm. Think 3 kids, all boys. Mm-hmm. And when I was dating or on the dating apps or dating sites, I was okay if the other person had kids or children. I wasn't okay with like more than 2. And at the same time, I didn't want anybody with young kids because I'm like, my kid at the time is over the age of 11. I'm not starting over. I'm not having any more. So nobody with young kids. So I met this one lady. The date went okay.
Mhm.
I thought she was going to leave me because we went and saw this horrible Tyler Perry movie.
Oh
I
goodness.
think it was Acrimony. We saw that at the theater.
You paid money for that movie?
Yes.
I be trying to get a refund back watching it on like Netflix. Man. All right, go ahead.
And we're at the Cinemark Theater down by the casino Mills. And I never haven't spoken to her since. I think she tried to set up a second date, but I'm doing the thing, the double talk. Let me not do that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that during the movie, she gonna walk away or end the date with me because I fell asleep. I snored twice that I know of because I caught myself snoring.
In your defense, it was the movie. Like, come on. The only person I see saying that was a good movie was Tarika, and I'm Tarika. Come on now. That movie, all of Tyler Perry's movies are exactly the same. It's the same plot. Tyler Perry got a new movie, different cast, same movie. You already know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead. What happened on the rest of the date?
So we get through with the movie, and she goes, "Hey, would you like to walk around the mall?" So we met prior to the movie. We talked a little bit, maybe about 25, 30 minutes, so half an hour just to, hey, how you doing? Tell me a little bit about yourself, things like that. Stuff that we didn't necessarily go back and forth with on the apps because I'm not a back and forth type person like that texting. I don't know if you know that about me. I would prefer to talk on the phone and give you the attention like that or in person, but I don't like to be in my phone texting back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So afterwards, she asked if I still wanted to walk around the mall. Now I was like, I was 90% sure she was going to be like, all right, well, I got to get back home. Because she was coming about 40 minutes away, and I was also coming about 40 minutes away. So I was like, all right, sure. And we talked a little bit more. Nice young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about us interacting was bad. And then when we got done, I bid her farewell. She bid me farewell. We hugged. Thought that was going to be it. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she saw nothing in me that would make her go, I want to date number 2. That's how strong I felt. Would I have gone back out with her? Yes, I thought she was attractive. She had a nice background. Explain why her and her kid's father wasn't together. All 3 of her kids were by the same guy too. I saw good values because I'm a values guy. So I saw good values and things there that I'm like, this could work. I think I messed it up. She called me. She said, I think you're really handsome. I like to have a second date, something a little bit more romantic.
So what happened?
I'm trash.
I heard him say that. But for me, I look at it and I'm like, nope, God said that's not the one for you. The one for you is coming in 2022. That's how I believe it went. That's how I believe it happened. Okay.
I'm trash. But that lady did have qualities that, she was also to be honest in that it wasn't that I'm trash. She wanted a husband. Mm-hmm. And how I was early, I make that abundantly clear on my profiles is I am not looking to jump back into a man. If that's what you are looking for. Dating to marry.
Yeah.
Right? And for those people, if you didn't have dated to marry in your profile and your thing when it was asking you what you're looking for was more to have fun, something short term, sign me up for that. I was all over those profiles. Those that were looking for marriage or dating to marry, I'm like, But in talking with her, I got the idea that she was looking for that. And like tomorrow, not like something that let's see how we are, things like that. I got the impression, maybe this is just a guy thing, that for marriage, the next day, she would have said yes. Now I'm awesome. No, I'm joking. I'm playing.
To whomever that woman is, thank you, sis. You the
Okay.
real one.
Somebody that has decided to join the hot seat.
Oh, okay.
Let's bring this person up. Who do we have in the building? Hey, we know who this is.
Y'all are so silly.
Hey,
You're so silly. How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing
Wonderful.
fine.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
hey, tell the people who you are and where you're from.
I'm Tarika, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I also live here in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
We got ATL in the building. And Tarika is our mod. She is fabulous, okay?
Well,
Inside
thank
and out.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
sis. All right,
Thank
so
you.
come on. We
Well,
want to hear this dating
first of all,
story.
Acrimony was a good movie. Don't hate on Acrimony. It was
No,
a lesson behind it.
trash.
It had a good meaning. I will not take that from you. It did have
Right.
a good meaning. But now
Right.
you know good and well that every single one of Mary's movies are exactly the same. It's gonna have the exact same plot. The cast gonna flip it up a little bit, but it's the exact same movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it was good. It had a good meaning behind it. She was crazy. What's her name?
Yes, she
Taraji.
was.
She was crazy. She played a
Yes.
crazy movie, so she was good in it. She
Isn't
was.
there like an acrimony too?
I hope not.
I, I thought she died.
I could have
Did she?
sworn. I don't know if it was one of those like satire things, but
I
it was
thought
an
she died.
acrimony too.
I thought the woman
Hold
died.
on, hold on. Well, while y'all go ahead and talk, I'm gonna look it up.
All right. So, Tarika, are you your boo, your man, your husband?
I'm still single. I'm over here. It's crazy out here. Child. Mm.
All right, come on, tell us.
Tell us
I
what.
met a guy. He was a security guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's decent looking, but he's crazy. He got upset because I didn't answer the phone. And I'm like, what?
So
Who
he
does
called
that?
you.
Huh? Yeah, he had called and he got upset.
Uh-huh.
Well, you hurt my feelings. How did I hurt your feelings? Because I didn't answer the phone. I'm like, red flag. I can't do it. Can't do it. Mm-mm.
So wait, how'd you meet him? How'd you meet him?
At the grocery at the store. He was a security guard at the store. So yeah, I met him
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He got mad because I wouldn't even answer my text, answer my call. I'm like, how you get mad because I ain't answer your phone call? Like really? Like to me, that's red flag. It's cross him out. And
What
then he didn't
about
even
him
want to play
initially
the
made you
game.
give him what about him initially made you go, I'll give you my number?
Well, I was trying to put myself out there because I've been
Mm-hmm.
single. So I was trying to put myself, like you told me, put myself out there, smile and be presentable. And then I even offered him to play the game. He was like, "Oh, I'm not playing that." And I'm so
Oh,
then,
that's who that was. Okay.
yeah. And then we went to dinner, Queen. I kid you not. He took me to Dairy Queen. Okay, he
Mhm.
sat on his phone the whole time, the
Mm.
whole time. And I'm like, he didn't even open the door for me. He didn't pull my chair out. I'm like, no, this ain't working. This ain't gonna work. Mm-mm.
I
I
mean
need
this
to
with
open the door.
no disrespect, but you are in a city where it is hard to date.
You right about that?
It's hard to date in Atlanta
Yeah,
Why
that's
do you
true.
think so?
because, and again, like I say this very respectfully because I'm from a city, so I never want to bash another city. I'll bash a county, but never another city. Um, but in that particular city, it seems like this is like the Black Mecca. This is where young people are going. This is where people are going for one nighters, not for longevity. And I think if you are that salmon swimming upstream trying to look for longevity in this circle, I feel like you're going to struggle a little bit just because the environment.
True. I agree.
Is that true
I agree.
for New York?
Is it
I
true
ain't
for
never
New
been
York?
to New York.
There's somebody that's watching that.
Oh, that's
I was
right.
asking that
Okay.
too.
Okay. I was gonna say I would really say that about New York. I think New York is very much New York is where you go to like kind of meet that person, and then like you come out of the city to be able to like live your life. I would say New York is looking for love more so than Atlanta.
Really? I might have to
Just
change
in
my.
my personal opinion, I would say New York is looking for love more so than Atlanta. And for the record, ain't nothing wrong with Dairy Queen. I am a person like I had a date go south because he wanted to take me out to dinner, but I wanted to go somewhere neutral and I had varying factors for that. Like I'm vegan, and sometimes that can be very difficult on a first date to adjust to. So he wanted to take me out to eat, and he's like throwing out these restaurants, and I'm like, oh, I'm vegan. Like, I think, how about we just go somewhere easier? And that was me with my own projections into that. So I asked if we could go to Barnes and Nobles because there was a Starbucks in there. And I think that's where, like, I got rid of that guy because he literally never contacted me after that again. But
Wow.
I'm like, what's wrong with me suggesting
Barnes
Starbucks?
and Noble,
Like,
right? Exactly.
exactly. Like, if you
I don't
hungry, you can
know.
eat before, or they got really good croissants. Like, I don't
And
see
you
what
can
the
buy a
issue
book
is.
at the same time. But
Exactly.
yep.
So, Angie, to specify, you can still have an observation about something, right? So, like, I tell people like all the time, when I was in Thailand, I saw how people were coupling up and how the relationship and gender dynamics were in Thailand. And I was married at the time that I was in Thailand, but I still had observations about what people were doing. So that's what I was asking is what you're seeing in New York or New York City, how are those dynamics up there? You said
Okay.
I've been married forever. That don't mean you ain't got eyeballs.
He's so silly.
Your uncle got jokes.
Yes, I just saw that.
Your uncle got jokes.
Now, Tarika, we always talk about on our channel, and you've heard us say this 1,000 times, that you have to be relationship ready to be in a relationship. I believe that Michelle and I are working well so far because we came to each other relationship ready. Do you think that you're relationship ready? Yes or no?
Yes, honestly, I am. But I know how to date myself too. So, but yes, I think I'm ready for a relationship. Yes.
Okay, what do you mean by date yourself? Explain.
Well, first of all, I know how to recognize my triggers or my traumas, which I don't been through therapy, so that's a good thing. So I'm better
Okay.
now. But anyway, but you have to take yourself out on dates, get to know yourself, see what you like. See, I'm a nerd, like I'm lame, so I need to learn to get off my comfort zone because I'm more into like books and reading and museum. So I'm trying to do other things besides doing the norm of the things that I like to do, like going to the bookstore, going to books expos, going to the women's expo. I need to do something like going to sporting events and going to other things that can so I can be out there to meet somebody else. So yeah.
Okay,
I
I
just
don't
gotta
think
have
that
the confidence.
you had called yourself lame. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think
Yeah.
you should understand and recognize the type of person that you are, so that the person that's attracted to you, they're attracted to who you are,
That's
Yeah.
right?
true. Yes, that's true.
I think
Yeah.
that that's one of the greatest things now in dating. Like you said, dating yourself. And I am a fan of going out on dates with myself. Going out on dates with myself allows me to know what I like. That way, prior to King, if I'm going out on a date with someone else, I can flat out say to them, oh, well, this is a really good restaurant. I've been
Right,
there. I know that
exactly.
they
Yeah.
have options for me, options for you. You'll enjoy it. And I'm able to say that because I've gone out on a date with myself. So I know exactly what to do,
Exactly.
what I like. And I'm also able, I feel like one of the greatest things is if you're not able to go out with yourself, then how you going to go out with someone else?
You won't be
If
able
you
to.
don't know how to be your own best company, how are you going to be someone else's company?
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Free
Look
T
at him
said,
laughing.
I'm a lame too. No, I'm laughing at this comment. Free T said, I'm a lame too. Look, I wish that Free T lived near us. I think we'd all be able to go out and
And
have a
Fruity
good old.
lives like
I know that y'all
within
need to
a
come to
1 hour
Atlanta so I
driving
can take you to Slutty Vegan. You need to come here so we can go to Slutty Vegan.
range.
She got the
Look,
Impossible
Fritos, oh,
Burgers.
I can't. I need some of that in my life. Okay,
Well, come. Just come to Atlanta.
I've only been.
Yeah.
I wish I could. So this month is almost over.
Right.
Next month starts on next Monday, and I can tell you now, looking at the month of July, I will be sleeping in my own bed. Out of a 31-day month, I will be sleeping in my own bed less than 10 days. Like, that's how much I'm gone next month for
Well,
travel. And
that's a
I
good
love it.
thing.
Huh?
That's a good thing because I'm going to Florida to see the dolphins. I'm going to get on a boat and you get to see
Ooh,
the dolphins come out the water. I can't wait. I'm so excited about that. Yep, I'm so excited
Nice.
about that. See, I told you I'm lame. I like going to stuff like that. Like I like to get on the boat
but
and
there's
see the stuff.
nothing wrong.
Yeah, see, I like stuff like
Like,
that.
that's
Yeah, so
No
that's
doubt. No doubt.
where I'm going.
look, now Angie talking about there's a slutty vegan in Brooklyn. I know, you know what else New York has that I don't have here in Maryland? It has, I don't know where you are in relation to where Cloudy Donuts is, but look up Cloudy Donuts in New York. They are a vegan donut shop and they used to have a location in Maryland. Like they got started in Maryland. It's
Mm.
black owned, black and brown operated. They used to have a location in Maryland and Baltimore, but they closed it once they started like really popping in New York, and they are going places. So what I need, right? I'm gonna need you to go to Cloudy Donut, New York, mail it. I'm gonna send you our address. Mail it. I was going somewhere with this. Mail it so that I can get the Cloudy Donut without having to go all the way to New York. I'll pay for the overnight shipment. Just go ahead and drop that
She
little thing in the
I mean,
mail.
I could bring you back some in
Don't do
September,
that. Don't do me like
but
I
you
thought
gotta
you
wait
meant you
till
were gonna like
you gotta
take
wait till
me.
September.
Okay. But who knows? Angie could do this and get it to me like over.
Hey, it's about who you know.
It's all about who you know. Life is about who you know, not what you know. There you
That's
go.
exactly
Well,
true.
Angie,
look
you laughing, but you gonna do
at
it?
that.
He said cloudy donuts. That sounds
It's
interesting.
good though. I'm serious. Like go follow them on IG. They have awesome flavors. You gotta go check them out.
All right. Do
Okay.
you have anything? I'm somebody that's related to me that I would like to get to come up as he's offered me wisdom throughout my almost 40 years of living. He has the same last name as me. And if he's watching, he should come up. I've
Absolutely.
had him on my, I think he could offer some wisdom. So if your name is Cocker Spaniel, the link, come join us.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Do you have anything?
Rika, for walking in your authenticity and for always being true to you and vulnerable. Like, I think one of the greatest words that we have to, two of the greatest words that we have to use as we look at the dating market today is we have to say you're being courageous by stepping into the dating market and that there's a high level of vulnerability. So I want to thank you for your vulnerability in dating. Thank you for your transparency in sharing things here and other places. And then I also want to thank you for being courageous and for trying. It's not easy. I recognize that there's a high level of difficulty with it. And sometimes you're going to see a lot more bad before you see any good whatsoever. But I just want to encourage you. I truly believe that everyone, like I heard on Inside Out 2, there is
A
a lid
lid
for
for every
every
pot.
pot. So I do
It's
truly
true.
believe that there is someone for you, and I know that
Yeah.
that person to thank you, sis. Thank you.
Welcome.
And thank you for all that you do with our channels.
You're welcome. And you look pretty tonight, too.
Yeah, I got a little surprise for King.
I know it. I know that's why he was saying he hot in there. He said it's hot. It's the lights. It's the lights.
It's the lights. We just gonna blame the lights up in here.
He's so silly. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, Tarika, and we will wrap with you later, young lady.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
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 I like Tarika.
I love Tarika. I'm also laughing because the only other with the last name Smith.
Yep. He said, I have no idea how to come up. Oh, man. Hey, YouTube, the dish right here, I don't know if whatever, but you should be able to click on this link that I just put in the comment section, and it should open up. And from there, you should be able to join, but it's pretty straightforward with how to join. If you can figure it out, cool. If not, then I'll show you how to do it next time. You're back in the hot seat.
Openly say that brought us together. In October, we were the 20th, so 18. So the 16th of 22, it was a Sunday. I was at this farm here, and I was with some of them, and we were having like this young people thing where we were like roasting marshmallows and s'mores and like all that good stuff and just hanging out. And we were talking, and one of the ladies is married, the other single, and we were just talking about dating, and they had all known about you, and their greatest question was, well, why aren't you with King? And I was like, well, King said he doesn't want to be in a relationship. You should get on Hinge. And I was like, okay, I'll sign up. And like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. So I go and I sign up for Hinge. And the first thing that I do is I text King to walk him through what my profile is looking like. Like, I'm sending him screenshots of everything he can see, and he can kind of help me. Well, that was a Sunday. I connected with someone and we went out on a date on that Tuesday. And that was the man who restaurant, but I was nervous and I had projections, and I'm just like, I'd rather go somewhere simple like Starbucks. And I think that that is honestly where I got a big X from him, because he wanted to go somewhere else and just go somewhere simple, because I don't want to feel like I owe a man anything. And I would rather go out for coffee and have it be something neutral than for him to take me out to dinner and feel like he owes me something. And I'll tell you why after we have this guest pop on. I didn't want him to think that I owed him something because he took me out to dinner. But needless to say, that didn't work out. What's funny was he lives in the town where we live, and he made the Frederick News Post because like on Jeopardy or something like that, one of the game shows, and like doing really well on the game show, and he lived with his girlfriend. And in my head, I was thinking, did you have a girlfriend when we went out? Like, I was like, wait a minute. Did you have a girlfriend? Because like, I know some people move in quickly, and I'm not bashing that, but I was just like, that's weird that like you have this whole home in Frederick that you live with your girlfriend. Did you have a girlfriend when we went out? And that's why I never heard back from you. Dun, dun, dun. But I will tell more of why I thought I would owe him something.
Okay. Now, let's see if we can get this working right. Coming up to the stage.
Hey!
What up, Nate? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Hey, good. We got you loud and clear. First of all, I appreciate you taking the time and opportunity to come up. For people that don't know, that handsome and Nate's uncle, growing up, he used to always say things like, if you ever in the woods and you come across me and you come across a bear, because this ain't, I still say that to this day around people. So, Nate, the question that I've got for you, you're a generation older than I am. I'm looking at the generation below me thinking, wow, the way that relationships and dating are looking, it seems like there's a big gap between each of the successive generations. And the same thing that I told Angie. Angie's married, but yet she could still look around within her peers and just, what's your take on how relationships and dating is looking now compared to when you were coming up?
Crazy. No, I'm just playing. No, I mean it's a lot different. I think things were more traditional. The value systems were different. Back then the man courted the woman. Uh, Now the woman will go in after the man just as hard as the man would go in after the woman. So uh, I think back in my time, and probably beyond my time, and my mom's and different things like that. I think it was more of the man being the hunter. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like the dynamics have changed and everything is kind of switched around. So that's what I've seen, and it was kind of like a little. You didn't see as many women chasing after men like they do now in my time.
Okay.
So, do men find that attractive? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Do men find that attractive when women chase after them?
I don't think it's attractive. I think it's seems desperate to me, and so but I know that the things have changed and I know the dynamics have changed and way things happen, because I have a friend in Alabama. She'll tell me like this is the way it is. This is the new age. This is the way things are going, and women are they doing their thing. They step into guys, and it's just like I'm I'm old fashioned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm considered like a dinosaur in the dating scene. So it's like, okay, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's a new thing. Maybe it's the new wave. It's the way things are happening. So that's how I'm like, well, okay, because we sometimes we bump heads and we have different vantage points about certain things. And I'm a traditionalist and I'm an older guy and I see things that's happening now and I really don't understand it and I really don't flow with it. I don't really get with it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that traditionally, I think the man should be the pursuer. I think the man should go after the woman. I don't think the woman should pursue after the man. It kind of, to me now, it's just my opinion. I think it just makes the woman look desperate. Does that make
It's
sense?
funny you say desperate. No, that makes total sense. But it's funny that you say desperate, and I'm not going to disagree with you. But I'll add leaf as to why I think that desperation kicks in. I think the desperation kicks in because women outnumber, and we feel like, well, I have to do this because if I don't do this, then I'm not going to anyone. Like a man of women, because there's so many more women in this world than there are men. So it's like I have to do something to stand out. I have to pursue this man. That's what I believe they're thinking. Whether they're right or wrong in that, that's on them. But I think like that's where that thought pattern is coming from. If I don't pursue this man, I'm going to end up alone because there are more women in this world than men.
Yeah.
I like to add on to what you said too. In I think it's either business or economy. There's this thing called the Pareto principle, and it's 20% of people do 80% of the work.
Right.
In certain spaces, they've equated the Pareto principle to dating as well, where it is 80% of the women are going top 20% of men.
Mm-hmm.
It's shrunken even more, in my opinion, due to social media, where I don't think it's 80-20 anymore. I think 90% of women are competing for the top 10% of quality men, because what people are starting to realize and see is that in the gender's dynamic standpoint, there's not a lot of quality people out there, period. But I dare you to, on 10 fingers, count up the number of quality men that you can say that's a solid dude, right?
I know 3 and they all have the last name Smith.
So nice. I like that line. So it's hard to find quality men out there, and a lot of the ladies are starting to have to up in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they need to be running after these men, but you should present yourself in a way that aligns with what that guy's looking for. Now, Nate, understand this. When her and I got together, I wasn't looking for a relationship. And if she had not called the host to ask the host, hey, was King feeling me? I'm not quite sure what to do.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't be in this relationship. But you did step out. It wasn't a chase or anything. You said, hey, I am available. I would like to get to know you a little bit more than just tonight. It's your call if you want to do that or not. And I was like, sure. But had she not done that, her and I would not be dating.
So before I make a comment, I do want to say we have yet another celebrity in the building.
Who we got in the building?
Last name Smith.
Ooh. Hey, man, people are pulling up. I like it.
Who it is?
Yeah.
Hello. How are you, Shy? Welcome to our place. So what?
I think that Nate had something.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you get in. Now let me take you to church for a minute, because
yes, sir. Go ahead.
God happened to me. God said it's not good for man to be alone, so I'm going to make him a helpmeet. So the Bible says that a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. Now, I have always thought that the man is the seeker. Okay. Now, a woman is not a wife just because she's a woman. A woman has to be prepared and has to have the mindset and the psyche of a wife. So she has to be raised up, taught certain things to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? So if you are looking for a wife, you might find a woman, but you might not find a wife. She might not bear the traits and the characteristics of a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like what you looking for. You know, like you, King, and no secret, we both are divorced. You know what I'm saying? But if you looking for there's certain things that a man looks for in a woman that's a wife, and something that he wants long term in his life. Not something that's I listen to y'all on Mondays, and you got the temporary things that you want. You know what I'm saying? The little fun, the little rendezvous or whatever. But then you got the serious relationship that you want. You know what I'm saying? And so a man always looks for something that he can invest in, something that will keep his attention for more than just a month or two. You know what I'm saying? So we invest in something that we can call a wife, something that makes us better, to help me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I met my wife, she had so many different gifts and so many talents in her. It just made me a better person. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, I was able to flourish and grow and blossom because I didn't have all of the stuff in me that I needed. So God had placed certain things in her that when we connected, we became more of a force. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm single, I'm by myself, and I miss some of the gifts and the talents that was in her. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm lacking in a lot of areas because I don't have that helpmate. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that we got to know the difference between a woman that's a girlfriend, like she a good girlfriend, she a good road dog, but she ain't a ride or die. She ain't a wife. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Oh, that made perfect sense. That made perfect sense. Thank you. So, one thing that I thought about as you two were speaking, so King said something about the Pareto rule, and I saw something on social media, and I would love to get your opinion about it. What I saw was a picture of a woman. She is pregnant. It's a beautiful Black woman. She's pregnant, and she is Cam Newton's fourth. Like she's
Oh yeah, I
his
saw that.
fourth baby mama. I'm gonna just put it like
Mm-hmm.
baby mama. And she would rather be the fourth baby mama of someone rich, of a millionaire, than to be the wife, the sole wife of an average man or a middle class man and build a family with them. So what are your thoughts on that comment, especially as you're considering what King said about the Pareto rule, what you said about being able, the Bible said that he that findeth a wife has a good thing. What are your thoughts on all of that as it pertains to that particular situation?
I think that's foolishness. 'Cause, I honestly think if I would rather a woman be mine, if I'm a trash truck driver and she's all mine, then I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't belong to nobody else. So just because I have a lot of money, so you telling me you want to share me with 10 different women because I'm wealthy. And this guy over here, he's a trash truck driver and he's going to be faithful to you and he's going to be loyal to you and he's going to be all yours. But his bank account doesn't reflect what this wealthy person does. I don't think a woman wants that. I don't think a woman cares about where. Now y'all about to bash me because
No, we're not. Because I agree with you. I agree. I have my own thoughts. I will say my thoughts when you're finished, but I agree with you. No, go ahead.
so I think that and King will say, King, listen, King. Okay, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that David said, I would rather dwell in a corner than in a house with a contentious and an unruly woman. And so as a man, we know, like, I don't care how pretty you are, how fine you are, but if you keeping up fuss all the time, I'd rather be by myself in a shed than to be in a mansion with a woman that's just raised hell all the time. Excuse my, can we say hell? That's not a bad word.
Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah,
yeah,
we can
yeah.
say it on here.
They ain't gonna get us banned.
That's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think the same thing is true. Women, by nature, they want security. They want a man to take care of them. They want a man to protect them, to cover them, and keep them. They want that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a man that they can share with 3 or 4 other women. I don't know any woman in her right mind wants that. So I just don't agree with that. I saw the article that you said about Cam Newton, his now girlfriend, wife, or whatever she is. But I don't agree with that though.
I don't agree with it either. So when I saw it, I was like, that, speaking of desperation, that's exactly what I thought about. I was like, I would never. And then furthermore, I'm looking at it like, you're his baby mama, you're not his wife. The money that you get is going for the baby. It's not for you. So the second that child turns 18, you're not getting anything else. So whatever you think you're getting for, being with him, it's coming for 18 years and then it's going to come to a stop. Why would you want to be in a situation like that when you could be with someone who loves you, who pours into you alone? That to me is the perfect definition of desperation, because I wish I would. Like, no, 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 no. I love being with King, but I am not optional. I am not something that you can just pick up. I am not a toy. You did not get me from a McDonald's happy me up and play with me when you want to, and then put me to the side and think that it's going to be okay as you go play with your other toys. I am a woman of value. I know who I am. I know who God created me to be. And if someone is willing to be with me and me alone, we grow and we do all of those wonderful things, then
But y'all been talking about the Bible. Them people in the Bible had like a whole harem of wives, like 13 of them.
In the New Testament,
I don't know. You tell. Yeah. Nate, hey man, I appreciate you joining. You have any last words for us?
Hey man, hey, y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. I enjoy your show. Y'all been consistent. Y'all been faithful. Y'all been doing this thing, and just keep doing what you're doing. That's all I can say. And love the content.
All right.
Wait, before you go, I just want to say the same thing to you. Thank you for everything. If you all are not familiar with Nathaniel Smith, and I know he came on from Facebook, but he does have a YouTube channel and he does have content that he pushes out. He pushes out, I'm not going to say like a daily prayer, but he definitely does give us an inspirational message every day. And I encourage you to check him out. Check him out on YouTube, check him out on Facebook, because in this world where things are not promised, things are not guaranteed, and we don't know what will happen next. And we just sometimes need to hear a word from God. And Nathaniel Smith is an anointed man of God. And I encourage you, please, please, please take some time to go check out his content. So that is one hat that he wears. He is an anointed man of God. Go check him out. But then additionally, this man is a businessman, okay? He is a whole entire business. So if you were in the Florida, Savannah, Georgia area, and you have an RV, look, let me tell you, look no further to make sure you get your RV needs taken care of. Man, okay? So check him out. He is on TikTok. He is on YouTube, Nathaniel Smith. Remember the name. You'll thank us later. Thank you, Uncle Nate, for popping on.
Y'all take care. All right.
You too.
All right, peace. I say he probably didn't know how to end it, so I ended it for him.
All right, your turn. Dating story.
Let's see. All right, so dating story here that we can talk about. So I talked about how I basically said didn't pursue something. Like I had a couple of false starts. I've shared on here already the story about how I was going to go to Six Flags with somebody and I had to reschedule. Mm-hmm. And I was paying for the ticket already in any kind of controlling way. But to say that I would have believed that the person could have had some flexibility.
Yeah.
And they were very feminine in the beginning and, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I can't wait to meet you. You seem like an awesome guy, all of that stuff. And when I had to reschedule, I wasn't sure if I was even able to get I don't even think that I was able to. I bought tickets for that day, not just open tickets. And when I said that I was going to have to reschedule, I was going to have to eat that and was still willing to get more tickets for a different date, yada, yada. That young lady proceeded to use all kinds of un-YouTubeable words.
She called you everything but a child of God.
She called me everything but a child of God and I'm thankful for that. She did me a favor. Okay. She showed me who she was, which I can't imagine why. I can only assume that maybe people had flaked on her in the past. Mm-hmm. And now I'm in that same category of men that have flaked on her. So at the first flake, which I don't even view it as a flake, I communicated what could not occur and offered a solution. Mm-hmm. And if that couldn't work, asked her to tell me, hey, if you can't do the next day, which I was having to cancel some things to make the next day work. then you let me know what your schedule looks like, because we are grown. We got lives. We got stuff that we're pursuing, stuff like that. So I get that you just can't change something automatically. But yeah, she straight up called me everything but my name.
Ooh, okay. All right. So there's a comment from your sister that I would like to highlight.
Okay.
It's the one where she talked about men in her generation right there.
Boom.
So, because I ain't got glasses on. Most in my generation associate quality with money, and it takes way more than money to be a man of quality. And I think, like you were telling me something earlier, I think that that's something that people don't understand. Just because you make a certain amount of money, just because you come from a certain amount of money, does not mean that you are a good person in quality. Your uncle was just up here and he was talking about the Bible, and the Bible does say that it is harder for a wealthy man to enter into the kingdom of God than it is for someone who is not, meaning that just because you have money does not mean that you were good, does not mean that everything, like, it takes so many other things to make you a quality man. And Shai, if you're still here, I'd love to hear some of the things that you believe make a man a quality man. For me, I talked last week about the 3 things that I need in a relationship. I need to feel seen, I need to feel safe, and I need to feel secure. And none of that has anything to do with money.
Nope.
Because I'm not saying, oh, you need to make this 6-figure amount in order for you to secure the home that I'm living in. Like, that's not what I mean. I mean emotionally secure, emotionally safe, and emotionally seen. Like, that's what I need. And none of that has anything to do with money. So if you can do that, you stand a much better chance of being successful, like of us being successful, than for someone who is unable to do with income. I love how your uncle mentioned the trash collector, and how a trash collector, can give you everything that you need emotionally, but salary wise, it may not be there. I would date someone who was in a less than desirable job if it meant that I could be seen, I could be safe, and I could be secure. And I think that that's a reality that women need to come to. Like, let go of the idea of, I need to be able to keep up with the Joneses, and be realistic, like long term. What are the things that are going to matter? Something that I think my pastor or somebody said on yesterday, was that we work and work and work for something that will get left to someone else when we die. Like, the things that we accumulate, accumulate with wealth, we die. It gets left here. So what are we doing? For me, give me that safety, give me that security, and give me that being seen, because that's what matters.
Sha did pop up and she listed 3 things. She said secure in themselves as 1, emotionally safe as 2, and being able to articulate their own emotions in a healthy way.
And none of that has to do with money.
And none of that has to do with money. I know a couple, and I'll tell you offline who it is. I know a couple that combined makes $75,000 roughly combined. He's a mechanic. I don't know what she does. They have 4 kids in Maryland, $75K. And they're happy, in love, happily married.
I love it.
She is all about him. He is all about her. She is an attractive woman. They only got eyes for each other. And it's obvious when you see them.
I love
that
it.
They are all about each other. And when she met him, he wasn't making what he's making now. And like I told you, combined, they're at $75K.
Oh, I love it. I love it. But I will take love any day over the foolishness.
But he's got that quality. He's all about her, Is that just going to the east? Okay.
Like, it is what. But thank you, Shai.
You observe people, right? You listen to things like the Kendra G show, and I'm highlighting that because she has a larger reach than us. I wish we could get straight on and talked about what it is that they like or what it is that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Because you hear all the time. Most people start at 6. He has to make 100. Guys are talking. Depending on their age, they're saying, it'd be nice if she could handle some things on her own.
Mm-hmm.
100K is the starting point when you hear the ladies typically from ages 25 and up. They're starting at 100K. I'm going to look up what the average salary is in the US and how many people make that while you...
The average salary is like 59.
Okay.
Well, no, look it up. I say look it up. Sorry,
All
I'm
right.
thinking teachers.
Go ahead.
So the story that I have, the reason why I didn't want any man to feel like this guy at the mall. I went to the mall. I don't know I think I was shopping for Mother's Day or something. I can't remember what I was shopping for. So there's something. And I'm walking through the mall, and I must not have had glasses on because I was looking just like I look now. I'm like, what am I looking for? And I had on workout clothes. And this guy, he optometrist, so he's a doctor. He sees me, and I'm very much looking confused because I can't see. Oddly enough, I didn't have on glasses. And he asked if he could, he said he would love to take me out. And I said, okay, sure, because I needed to focus on what I was doing. So I exchanged information with him, and he offered to take me out. And I think there was some level of rescheduling that went into it. And I understood because, again, he's an optometrist. Doctors, no matter what level, I get it, emergencies happen. We end up going out to this restaurant, and I'd never been there before. It was a vegan restaurant. But what threw me was before we went out, he said that he may not eat anything. He recommended this restaurant. So he knew that it was a pricey restaurant. He recommended this restaurant, and he said that he may not eat anything because when he goes out with a, quote, attractive woman, unquote, he doesn't. Sometimes he's unable to eat, so he'll just stare. Y'all, he legit did stare at me the whole time. Okay, whole time he was staring at me as I ate. So I'm eating everything, got up, it was close quarters, get up, go to the bathroom. He's looking at me. Afterwards, we go for a little walk because we're in downtown, we're in Rockville. So we go for a little walk, and we end up at not a, it was like a rec area. So think like YMCA, but not. We end up there, and we're just sitting on the steps, and everything's okay. And he leans in and he kisses me. And if you know me, I'm a germaphobe.
Yes, she is.
I am a germaphobe. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know if you have any diseases or anything like that. And you just came in for an uninvited kiss. And that was just from paying for dinner for me. Either on a first date, go somewhere low stakes with coffee or something like that. That way you don't feel like you paying for something means that I am entitled to give you something else. I don't roll like that. I do not kiss on the first date. I do not think that that's okay. I haven't had time to ask you when was the last time that you had an STD screening. I haven't had time to fully analyze your lips and make sure that they're there's no herpes or anything. I don't know if you have mono. This is after COVID. I don't know if you have COVID. You're an optometrist. You see people, and when you see people, you looking in their eyes, so you all up in their grill. I don't know. You could have had the flu, and I don't know. And he pulled in for a kiss, and y'all, I'm telling you, I was done. I was so done. And that's where I'm like, no. Let me go out to Starbucks with you, because if you feel like I owe you something after a $6 drink, then I owe you $6 because you ain't getting nothing else. You ain't getting nothing. I need low stakes dates.
Mm-hmm.
So low key, when we went out on our first outing and you were you had already paid for our thing, I was like, oh, I hope he don't think I owe him something after this $15 spinners thing. But that's why I'm very, very low key, and why I was so adamant about paying for us when we went out to dinner later on that day.
Interesting. I don't think you've explained that part about being adamant for paying when we went out to eat. I thought it was dope. Did I resist that at all?
You did not resist at
Okay,
all.
yeah,
and I
hey.
was so happy.
Yeah, hey, yep. You'd be like, oh, you don't cover dinner? I bet.
The only thing that we not even like tussled on is because
alcohol.
the alcohol. You didn't want me to pay for an alcoholic beverage because I don't drink.
Mhm.
So that was the only thing.
Yep.
But I still thought that was cute.
I do want to circle back on one thing.
What
I
up?
talked about how I went on that date at the movies.
Yeah.
Let me throw this in there to anybody watching. Don't go to the movies on the first date. That's an hour and a half where you're not really engaging with the person.
Mhm.
Now, I'm gonna caveat it. If y'all are both like Marvel fans and you were gonna go see it anyway, and that
Yeah.
could give you something to talk about afterwards, then all right, cool. I'd say in that type of thing, go for it, right? If y'all are both bug enthusiasts and there's some showing of bugs in the Sahara Desert, and that's something that you're interested in, and y'all can talk about that afterwards, then okay, go. But I don't recommend going to the movies as a first date.
Well, see, that was always my thing. I never considered a movie or dinner a first date option because number one, with the movie, like you said, you're sitting there for 90 minutes and you're not really able to talk to the other person.
Mhm.
But then with the dinner, you go out to dinner and everyone is going to be on their best behavior. Like, for the most part, no one is going to go to dinner and show their behind. Like, you're going to go and you're going to be nice, you're going to be kind, you're going to sit up, and unless you like real bougie, real ghetto, you're going to give off politeness. It's not authentic. It is a real version of you, but it's not authentically you. And I feel like anything else, so like us going to Spinners, us going for a walk around the mall that day, and then when we had our first real date on October 20th, even that was us being authentic. And I am all for authentic dates, whatever that may be.
Okay. Even Free T noticed that you said all
because
the way
it was
up.
Disgusting. Like, dude, I don't know you. Why did you bring? And it caught me off guard. So, Free T, like, if I had sensed that it was coming, I definitely would have pulled away. Like, dude, I don't know you. We ain't had no STD screenings, nothing like this. Not even a kiss is going to happen. I didn't know it was coming. If I had sensed it, I definitely would have pulled all the way back. I don't play that. Like, not at all. Nope.
All right, let's see. Let me see if I can come back to me on something here real quick while we look to see if there's anybody else who wants to join and add to the conversation. I talked about getting called everything but my own name. You know, besides those two things, most of the other dates that I had gone on were really good dates.
Okay.
Right? I had a few where it was more than just we met up one time. Pretty cool with. Only one that I met that I thought was like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And everybody else were pretty solid individuals. It's just something that I've shared before that I'm going to bring back up here for anybody new that's listening. I wasn't in a space that I should have been dating.
Right.
So the reason why nothing really went past 2 or 3 dates is I had a lot of work to do. I didn't know that at the time. So once I put in the work, I got to where I could have been relationship ready. And the funny part about me even saying that is this. I can say that when you and I met, I was relationship ready, but I didn't want to be in a relationship. Right?
Yeah.
And to even say that, there were people, because you asked as, hey, is there anybody in your life that if we decide to do this, is going to have something to say or could have something to say? And I said yes, because I also told those people I don't want to be in a relationship. Right? So when the opposite displayed itself, one person was like, hey, cool, hope it works out, good luck. Another person was like, but you told me you didn't want to be in a relationship.
Well, so here's the thing, right? What God has for me,
Yeah.
it is for me, okay? What God has for you is for you. What God has for me is for me, okay? That's what you need to understand.
Free T said that somebody had tried to force a kiss on her too. I pulled all the way back. Cause no, the one from the movie theater.
Mhm.
I forgot about this. And remember how I said that guys don't really like to talk about women in a negative light?
Yeah.
While while I believe she had great values or whatnot, she also called me one time drunk and shared very drunk thoughts about how she thought about me after our first date.
Oh.
Right? And one of the things that she said, speaking of kissing, was she said, "Why didn't you kiss me on our date?"
That's nasty. No, I don't.
And I'm not against it. Let me just say it. Let me just stop there. I ain't against kissing somebody on the first date. Somebody, because the assumption is, besides getting an STD panel, right? The assumption is like at least they brushed their teeth, prior to showing up. You can assume that. I think that's fair. But when she called me, she was one of the people that called me. I ain't gonna say drunk, but she was intoxicated. She wasn't normal like when I met her, because her and I didn't have anything to drink during our outing. And yeah, she basically said, like, I wanted you to kiss me. I wanted to feel your body.
See, she was just trying to rush it. No. Slow and steady wins the race, okay?
I forgot about that. And that turned me off, though. It turned me off because in my head, I was kind of like, she didn't give signals that said don't. It was the exact opposite. But for me too, think about where I'm coming from. I was coming out of a marriage. I'm hearing about the STD rates and all this other stuff and things like that. So I wasn't quick to just jump on everybody either.
Of course not.
So I always like to say, hey, my first time meeting somebody, I kind of had a standard operating rule of, let's just see if we generally like each other.
Yeah.
And then past that, if there's an attraction, all right, then we can set something up. But for me, it also wasn't about what you looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to know how your values were, because I tried to teach my kid good values. And if I was going to bring somebody around my kid, I wanted them to have good values so that my daughter didn't see anybody that was weird, crazy, and, doing anything stupid. All right. So Ernest Wannapass said, which country are you watching from? Whatever country you're in?
He had a longer comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said, good morning. My name is Ernest Winnipah, and I'm watching from Liberia, West Africa. Hold on. So let me put this up on the screen. I need a serious relationship for marriage. I'm 32 years single and need a woman 37 below. I'm serious. Well, I think that's interesting. Mm-hmm. So shout out to you, Ernest. I am going to, he said, what country am I watching you from? We're in the U.S.
Yep.
We are in the United States. And I'd like to know how dating is from another country, but we're about to wrap up tonight's show.
Yeah.
So, Ernest, we go live every Monday at 7 p.m. United States Eastern Time Zone. We would love to hear how dating and culture is from, you said, Liberia, West Africa. And I hope I'm saying Liberia right.
Yeah.
So during our next call-in show, which will be, are we doing one on the last Monday of July?
Yeah.
Can you take a look at the calendar and double check? So we normally have a call-in show on the last Monday of the month. So we're going to have another call-in show. What's the date, Michelle?
The 29th.
On the 29th of July. We love to have you come on. And hey, if you are serious, I'm going to assume that you are serious. If you are serious, come back. We'll bring you up, and we'd like to have a conversation with you, kind of hear how things are going, and see what you are looking for. Sounds good?
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Do we have any other comments to highlight before we go? Free T put up the eye emoji and then said, "Wait, I'm too old." she cracks me
She
up.
does.
I wish she brought her smiling face up here.
She faking.
Content creator that is killing the game.
Pretty much.
Over on YouTube and Facebook. I don't think she's active on
Facebook that much. Not for content.
But she
like
has
personally.
Has a fantastic community over on YouTube. Jashia earlier talked about red flags and said that she's had to learn the hard way. She said, "I'm shy. I get it."
Who?
Free T.
Because I believe it.
Because she doesn't do live either. Like live's a whole different animal.
Whole different ball game.
As
you can tell, we be struggling our way through it. So we get it.
No doubt. All right. Well, if we have no one else to hit the link here, we are going to wrap up the show. So if you look into the comment section on whatever platform that you're watching on, there's a link that you'd be able to click. We're going to have the lines open for another 5 minutes while we wrap. I think our first call-in show was a success.
This wasn't our first one.
This was our second one?
Or third.
Okay. I think it was a success.
It was. It was.
There are some things that I'd like to get done that Michelle knows about on the technical side, but I'm not going to bore y'all with that. We'll get to working on that here sometime soon. But tap in. As Michelle said, we're going to be doing some traveling. People think we be all over the place, which is true.
I was going to say,
for example,
we are.
We went down to the National Museum area in DC because they were having a summer solstice event. Yeah. And a lot of the museums were open later than usual hours. Mm-hmm. So we took a 45-minute drive down to DC and we did the National Air and Space Museum at like 9:30 at night.
It was so cool.
And
it was so cool.
I'm not a museum guy at all.
I am a museum gal.
She is.
I love them.
And the museums hit different at night. I enjoyed myself. It was also, like I said, using our eyeballs. It was very coupley.
It was a date night for everyone.
Everybody, yes.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved it.
It was very coupley. And besides the one crying kid that could have woken up the dead.
Worms. Oh my God.
There was a guy that I was telling Michelle, when he walked into the restroom, he made a phone call. Mm-hmm. So I walked into the restroom because we had a long drive back and everything like that. And this guy placed a call from the restroom, and it sounded like he was talking to another guy. And he was telling that guy how he was on a second chance date with somebody that maybe he knew. It sounded like they had been together before. And for whatever reason, they came back together. But this dude was like, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have done this. This was a horrible waste of time. I need to figure out how to split from her. And I'm just over here like, yo.
Ouch.
So look, don't give people second chances is the moral of that story. Now, I see some more comments and then we're going to close this out. Free T said, every time I go live, the trolls be trolling. Okay, look, it happens. And she followed that up with, this was so fun. Y'all should do it more. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun. Well, we are going to close out the show. Michelle, do you have anything for the people before we end it?
I don't. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I was about to say I don't, but all I'm going to say is we are traveling a lot in the month of July and the beginning of August. Like June was my relaxation month. July is my work month. So I just ask that, you keep us in your prayers. Traveling mercies, please. And thank you. We appreciate it.
No doubt. We don't know what we're doing next week, but we do have a host of titles to pull from. So be sure to come back in next week. Next week is going to be a live. The Monday after that is not, because we'll be traveling back.
We could do like a card thingy.
We could. On one platform.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all. We always end our show a certain way, but before we do, let's see one more comment. Says, I'm very serious about this. I appreciate it if I'm connected. It's 12:30 in the morning where you're at. All right. Good deal. Don't put your number out there. But we do have our platform and the ability to have somebody join live. So if you are serious, Ernest, and I'm not sure just yet, but if you are, tune back at the last Monday, pop in, and we'll have a conversation. With that, we are out.
Mm-hmm.
But before I hit this button, we like to close out a certain way. Michelle, bring them lips over here. Bye, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.